The Psychology of Living in a Coastal City with Rising Seas. Title: The Psychology of Living in a Coastal City with Rising Seas. Introduction. Living in a coastal city brings with it many advantages: picturesque views, easy access to water-based activities, and a vibrant atmosphere. However, as our world faces the pressing issue of rising sea levels, the psychology of individuals residing in coastal cities becomes increasingly complex. This article aims to explore the psychological impact of living in a coastal city with rising seas, emphasizing the emotional, cognitive, and behavioral repercussions that individuals may experience. 1. Uncertainty and anxiety. One of the most prominent psychological effects of living in a coastal city with rising seas is a sense of uncertainty and heightened anxiety. As sea levels gradually increase, residents may feel an impending threat to their homes, neighborhoods, and overall safety. The uncertainty of when, where, and to what extent a natural disaster, such as flooding or storm surges, might strike can lead to chronic anxiety and stress among residents. This uncertainty can be particularly distressing for individuals who have strong attachments to their homes or have lived in the same area for generations. 2. Loss and grief. The psychological toll of living in a coastal city with rising seas also includes feelings of loss and grief. The loss of homes, personal belongings, and cultural heritage can be devastating, triggering feelings of grief and mourning. Additionally, the potential need for relocation can disrupt social networks, further intensifying the psychological impact. 3. Climate anxiety and eco-guilt. Living in a coastal city at the forefront of climate change can also induce climate anxiety and eco-guilt. The awareness of being a contributor to rising sea levels and the subsequent consequences can lead to guilt and a sense of helplessness. Individuals might question their choices, feeling responsible for the environmental degradation and worried about the impact on future generations. This psychological burden can be overwhelming, potentially leading to a decrease in mental well-being and exacerbating existing mental health conditions. 4. Emotional numbness and desensitization. As the frequency of extreme weather events linked to rising sea levels increases, residents of coastal cities may experience emotional numbness and desensitization. Continuous exposure to images and news reports of devastation and destruction can lead to a desensitization effect, where individuals become emotionally detached from the impact of these events. The repeated exposure can reduce empathy and, in some cases, lead to a sense of resignation or indifference, further challenging the collective response to mitigate the effects of rising seas. 5. Community resilience and adaptation. While the psychological impacts may seem overwhelming, living in a coastal city with rising seas can also fuel community resilience and adaptation. Facing a shared challenge can foster a sense of unity and empowerment within communities. Residents may find strength in coming together to develop and implement strategies to address the immediate and long-term effects of rising seas. In order to reach 1,600 words, we can expand upon the existing sections and introduce new aspects of the psychology of living in a coastal city with rising seas. 6. Sense of identity. Living in a coastal city often forms a central part of an individual's identity. For those who have grown up near the coast, their attachment to the environment and their community can be deeply ingrained. As rising seas threaten the very existence of coastal cities, individuals may experience a sense of identity crisis. The potential loss of their homes, neighborhoods, and cultural heritage can lead to a questioning of one's sense of self. This loss of identity can contribute to a range of psychological struggles, including a diminished sense of belonging and purpose. 7. Trauma and post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. Coastal cities and their residents are not only at risk from rising seas but also from the extreme weather events that often accompany them, such as hurricanes, cyclones, and storm surges. Even TS can cause significant trauma and trigger symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. Witnessing or directly experiencing the destruction of one's home and community, the loss of loved ones, and the threat to personal safety can have profound and long-lasting psychological effects. The fear of recurrence and the associated memories may lead to heightened anxiety, flashbacks, and difficulty in adjusting to everyday life. 8. Social relationships and support systems. Living in a coastal city with rising seas can also impact social relationships and support systems. Relocation or the prospect of relocation due to flooding or coastal erosion can result in the disruption of established social networks. Separation from family, friends, and neighbors, coupled with the stress of rebuilding lives elsewhere, can lead to a sense of isolation and loneliness. The loss of a cohesive community can further contribute to feelings of anxiety and depression. On the other hand, individuals who maintain strong social connections and receive support from their communities may be better equipped to cope with the psychological challenges. 9. Economic inequality. The psychological impact of living in a coastal city with rising seas can be compounded by economic inequality. The disparities in financial means and opportunities can lead to increased stress as individuals and communities struggle to adapt and protect themselves. It is crucial to address the socioeconomic implications to ensure that vulnerable populations receive the necessary support to navigate these psychological challenges. 10. Hope, resilience, and adaptive strategies. Despite the numerous psychological challenges associated with living in a coastal city with rising seas, there is an opportunity for hope, resilience, and the development of adaptive strategies. Recognizing the potential impact of rising seas, communities can proactively engage in climate change resilience initiatives. This includes investing in sustainable infrastructure, adopting innovative technologies, and promoting environmentally friendly practices. By taking collective action, individuals can regain a sense of control, hope, and purpose in their daily lives. The development of adaptive strategies can also foster a positive mindset, enabling individuals to navigate the psychological challenges with greater resilience and psychological well-being. 11. Children and the next generation. An important aspect of the psychology of living in a coastal city with rising seas is the impact on children and the next generation. Growing up in an environment where sea levels are rising can have profound effects on the mental and emotional well-being of young individuals. Children may develop increased anxiety and fear about the future, as they witness the potential loss of their homes and communities. The uncertainty surrounding their future can lead to feelings of hopelessness and a lack of control. 12. Loss of natural beauty and biodiversity. Living in a coastal city often means being surrounded by stunning natural landscapes, diverse ecosystems, and rich biodiversity. However, as sea levels rise and coastal areas are affected, there is a loss of this natural beauty along with the biodiversity that thrives within it. This loss can have a profound psychological impact on residents who have a deep appreciation for nature. The diminishing in coastal landscapes and the disappearance of unique species can lead to feelings of grief, sadness, and a sense of environmental loss. Finding ways to preserve and protect these natural environment becomes not only crucial for ecological reasons but also for the psychological well-being of individuals in coastal cities. 13. Preparing for displacement. With the increasing threat of rising seas, individuals living in coastal cities must grapple with the possibility of displacement. The potential need to relocate due to safety concerns can create significant psychological stress. Individuals and communities may experience anxiety, fear, and a sense of loss as they consider leaving behind their homes, neighborhoods, and familiar environments. The